Stop walking up on me and putting your hands in my face. I'm not none of them little boys.
You know what I do?
Stop playing with
on my
me.
face.
Ain't no moving no camera out your face so everybody can see how you act, y'all. This is my 16-year-old son.
So what?
Because if you finna do all this, you can get out of my house.
Nah, I don't care.
No, you're not finna be in my house with this.
I'm finna go spin a block right now.
What you mean? What if they follow you home?
So what? That's on them.
You can do what you want to do, but you have to think about everybody else, though.
So what,
you have to think about the people that live at
go
this house.
spin
You're
a
not thinking
block
about the people
right
that live
now,
here. You
bro.
got
I'm finna
siblings
go
that
spin a
live
block
here.
right now,
You're not the
bro.
only one that live here.
Ma, you don't understand. I'm in this shit.
What you mean? I don't
getting out
care.
of
You
it.
can get out of it.
Ain't no
You
getting out of
choosing
it.
not to get out of it.
Ain't no getting
And
out
look
of
how
it.
you
I'm
dress.
in
You
it.
got all this mask and stuff on,
I'm
boy. You
in
don't
it. I'm
even
finna
look
go
right.
get to it
You wasn't
right
even
now.
raised
You
like
can't
that.
stop me from
You wasn't
gonna
even
get to
raised
it.
like that.
You
You
know what
better
I
stop
do?
walking up on me because
You
I'm
know
not
what
none
I
of them
do?
little boys.
You know
You
what I
better
do?
stop walking up
You
on
know
me and
what I
putting your
do?
hands in my
You
face.
know
I'm
what
not
I
none
do?
of them little boys.
You know what I do?
Stop
Move that
playing
camera
with
on
me.
my face.
Ain't no moving no camera out your face so everybody can see how you act, y'all. This is my 16-year-old son.
So what?
And this is what he does. He's going to spin
you
blocks.
gonna
What the fuck does that even mean?
You
What
gonna
does
call my
spinning blocks
daddy,
even
uncle,
mean?
anybody you wanna call? I'm out here.
But what if they follow you home? Your siblings live here.
Bro, so what? It's gonna be that.
You don't
then.
care about your siblings? You don't care about what happens to them? If they come shoot up this house, then what? If somebody follow you home, then what? What are you supposed to do? This is my 16-year-old son. He don't go to school. He walk around looking like this.
Good morning, Lee University, where we all are teachers and students. Another video installment from a mother talking about this is how my 16-year-old son dropped out of school acts. He claims he's sliding and spins blocks. At this point, I don't know what to do. Somebody please help me or give me advice. Now, what we have to understand is what I was talking about in some past videos, very recent actually, about the angry black woman and the angry black man. How the angry black woman in the single parent household continues to promote the angry black man based on the methodology in which she goes about teaching him, in which she goes about explaining to him, in which she goes about exposing things that he needs to know. There is a juxtaposition, there is a division, there is a separation between parent and child, so much the more that as parents, they don't realize the gap is socialism and social media. And as children, we don't realize that the gap is a lack of education, a lack of economics, a lack of flexibility and freedom. If you dig deep enough and you follow the content creators page who posted herself and her son, you'll see she typically lines up with the demonstrative entity that we would call the bad bitch, or that we would call the modern woman. Ultimately, what goes on is these modern women, or these bad bitches, they move around and move about as if they don't need a man in their life, whether it's the grandfather, the father, whether it's the father of the child, their brothers. The modern woman tends to feel that she doesn't need anything but her damn self. She can do all bad by her damn self. But the problem is with that is that black man's anger becomes a threat to you as he grows up. Because remember, as an adult, you're not growing anymore outside of your mentality, outside of your emotionality, outside of your physiology. But mentally, a lot of adults are not growing because they're not reading, because they're not putting themselves back in the disposition and position to be studious. At 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, these young men have the appearance of a grown man. And there's nothing that a mother can do with that. This is the real reason and the main reason why most of these women, bad bitches, modern women, break up with modern men and emasculated men. And even some, they actually have an alpha man, but they can't handle the energy that an alpha man brings. You end up alone. You end up raising this son husband on your own. But what you don't realize is there's no balance. And every man is cursed to toil the ground. Every man is cursed to toil the earth. He's going to hunt. He's going to go out and find. He's going to go out and seek, because that's where his dopamine, that's where his energy comes from. Seizure, gathering, being a warrior. And women don't understand this. That's why it's so difficult for women to raise young men. That's why it's so difficult for women to continue to sustain and maintain the love that they have for the man that they go about starting this creation with. Again, you leave these young men out to dry and they're covered in anger. They're covered in anger. They're covered in disappointment. Why? Because I'm not smart enough. Because I can't read. Because I'm not hood enough. Because if I start to rap and my mother is a middle class, hardworking, 70,000 plus K working, making, earning person, I'm not going to get the respect in the hood that I would like in order to be a rap superstar. My mom didn't take me to go play basketball games and go play football games, go play baseball, go play soccer. She took me with her to Tulum when I was 8 years old. She took me to Greece when I was 10 years old. She took me to Russia when I was 12 years old. I've been traveling with her and going with her on her girls' trips with her grown-ass homegirls. 4 or 5 homegirls, and it's me and my mom on the same trip. And you wonder why these young men grow up at a deficit, because they know they're at a deficit. There's so many things that they might have experienced, but if they go out and talk about those things, if they go out and brag about those experiences, they're going to be looked at as a lame and as a nerd. You dig? We've created a culture and a community where academia is shunned. Being smart is no longer cool. When in fact, most of the nerds are running the streaming and the podcasts and the visual video industry right now. A lot of times, these modern women, specifically that raise men, they give everything to that young man, to that son. They spoil him rotten till he becomes a bad apple. And then you don't know what to do with the bad apple. But that's unfortunate. But at the same time, this is what you get, because there are men out here who are formidable. They want to take care of their kids. They want to work a 9 to 5. They want to come home, rub your feet, do what they need to do for you and the kids as much as they possibly can. But because women have been able to escape some of the degradation, because women have been able to frolic around freely in their feminism, we now have this awful, awful outcome. And these are results that no one can teach. These are results that no one can unlearn from the young man. He's going to have to learn from himself. And the sad case is, most of the time we learn in jail. Most of the time we learn when we can't do it no more, which is death. Most of the time we learn when it's too late. Ultimately, you have to feel sorry for these individuals, but then again, you can't feel sorry for them because of how they perpetuate and placate what it is to be a mother, what it is to be a woman, what it is to be a human being. We can't continue to offer people this empathy when the foundation and how they started the whole dynamic is not empathetic at all. It was based on ego. You don't have help right now, most likely because of your pride and ego. Most likely because you are afraid that that man might turn out to be a better parent than you to that child. You don't have any help right now because, again, you can do bad all by your damn self, and now you're by your damn self. It's me. It's you. It's us.